Hey everybody, I hope you are all doing very well. I wanted to come and give you a few life updates. I know it's been a while. Um, so I don't know if y'all remember, but I originally started this YouTube channel basically as an accountability partner to just be more creative, to take strides in what I wanted to do as far as becoming a life coach. And I really enjoyed working with clients early on as a coach, helping them through whatever health or life challenges they were facing. But I really wanted to dive deep in one specific area instead of being a generalist. So I took some time away, I took some classes, I worked on some certifications, and I wanted to do something in specifically the health and wellness space. That's an area that I've been interested in since I was very young, especially when it comes to holistic healthcare. And unfortunately, I ended up with my own health scare late in 2022. I started having these weird symptoms, very itchy skin. I would wake up drenched in sweat, like to where I would wake up in like a pool of sweat on the bed and, in my clothes. And it was pretty scary. We didn't know what was going on. I thought maybe it was the detergent, maybe it was the laundry detergent I was using on my sheets, and went to all natural laundry detergent, but nothing that we did really helped. I would always wake up with the sweats and, have itchy skin all over my body. So early in 2023, just a few months later, I had a particularly stressful conversation with a loved one that resulted in me just, breaking out in tears, crying hysterically. And when I looked in the mirror as I tried to get myself back together, I noticed that my neck and my chest had all broken out in hives like never before. And not only that, but I had this lump on the side of my neck that was protruding in a way that I'd never seen before. And I was quite scared. And I was like, okay, this is clearly a reaction from being so stressed. I need to calm down and it'll go away. Because, a lot of times we deal with things that pop up and then they go away and it's not a big deal. But this kind of persisted for another 3 weeks. And at that point, I knew that this was something more serious. And I went to the doctor. We ran all these tests. The usual things were still there. Like I was low in iron, low in vitamin D. But there was no conclusion to what this thing on my neck was. And I was also starting to feel other hardened lymph nodes along my collarbone and along my neck and under here as well. And they were actually starting to get pretty painful. So, of course, I was doing my own research, and it looked like with all of the symptoms that were going on, the itchy skin, the night sweats, the swollen lymph nodes, it looked like it was a cancer called lymphoma. And I asked my doctor, I said, we don't know what this is, but could it be this? And he said, it could be. So from the past, I know that whenever there is a potential for a scary diagnosis, there is a very delicate way that doctors go about, kind of floating these ideas out. And he actually did schedule me for an appointment with the oncology center to begin testing. And I was just terrified. I was afraid of the testing that would be done because of potential radiation. And then if we did find that I needed some kind of cancer treatment, I was afraid of getting surgery. I was afraid of treatments that involve radiation. So I completely chickened out. I was like, you know what? I'm not doing it. I'm going to find a way to fix this on my own, which I don't recommend anyone do. If you decide to do that on your own, feel free to message me and I will be more than happy to support you in any way that I can. But that's what I decided to do. And it was scary. I had a lot of family members and friends who wanted me to go that conventional route of working with the doctors and getting treatment, but I just wanted to give myself a chance to do it on my own without that help before I, went down that route. I was open to it, but I wanted to give myself a chance first. And I decided to hire a health coach, a detox coach specifically. And we did a lot of things. We did saunas, we did enemas, we used the neti pot to clear our sinuses, lots of different modalities that were healing, including using herbal tinctures. And it was kind of fun. I knew I needed to go deeper if I really wanted to experience a change in what I was dealing with. But one of the main concepts that came from this program was the idea of just releasing and letting things go. Mostly physically, but also emotionally as well. So on the physical side, we were using a lot of watery fruits and vegetables, juicing, smoothies, foods that would really help nourish and hydrate you internally to help move along things that are stuck and hardened and gunky messes that contribute to a lot of the health issues that we're dealing with chronically today. So I was doing a lot of the juicing, making smoothies, and it was a lot of work, y'all. It was a lot of work because you needed to have these things on deck every single day. So just, doing the grocery haul, getting the fruits and vegetables, cleaning them really well because you don't want to have all of the pesticides that, are used while they're growing. You want to clean them really well, and then you have to cut them up, assemble your juicer or your smoothie maker, and then feed them through, have all of these jars and containers to store the juice in. And then if you have a family like I do, just making space for all of that stuff in the fridge, but being mindful of other people's needs as well. So it was a lot of work. And then not to mention taking apart the juicer and cleaning it all up really well so that it doesn't get nasty and moldy. So despite it being so much work, I was so desperate for a change. And at the end of the process, I had experienced some benefits. I had more energy. I had this glow. I felt better. My periods were much easier to deal with. But, the itchy skin, gone. The night sweats, gone. But what I still had was this lump on the side of my neck. And I was so frustrated. I was doing other things for just not the physical release, but the emotional release as well. And a lot of what I was finding to help in that space, it dealt with a lot of like new age spiritualism. So some of it made me a little bit uncomfortable, but the key was to let go of whatever you're harboring emotionally, particularly forgiving yourself and forgiving other people for things that have happened, and also learning about different things that trigger you and dealing with them face to face instead of just stuffing them down in order to relieve yourself of that discomfort. You really have to deal with those things head on and look at it from all of the different angles that it exists in. And that way it kind of like neutralizes and you can move past it without ignoring it. And quick note about that, I do want to create a program for specifically Christian women so that we do have a resource that helps us in that area without being bombarded with all of the new age spiritualism that's out there, because this is a really important part of healing both physically and emotionally. So more on that to come, but back to my health scare that I was dealing with. So I was experiencing all of these benefits, but the lump persisted. And at the end of the detox, there was a fast. I started with a juice fast, then a water fast, and then I took it upon myself, because I was so desperate, to do a dry fast. My goal was to do 72 hours, which is 3 days, no food, no water, hardly even using water for washing as well. So that was the goal, 72 hours. I only made it to 60 because it was very hard, y'all, and it's dangerous. Things start to shut down in your body when you do not hydrate. So the night before the morning where I was going to end the fast with water, that night I was so frustrated. I prayed and I pleaded with God. Why am I dealing with this issue? What do I need to do to fix this? Whether it's emotionally or physically, why won't this change? Why is this so stubborn? And I even began to talk to the lump and I said, you are not welcome here. You have to go. You have to go. You don't belong here. I don't want you here. And I went to bed practically in tears, if not full on in tears. And when I woke up, went to the bathroom, looked in the mirror, and it was significantly flattened. It was the biggest change, the biggest improvement that I had seen in my neck since this thing started back in January of 2023. And I was so grateful. And, I thanked God. I went and I showed my family members and just everyone that knew about the situation. And my faith was restored in my body and God and what's possible with detoxing and the use of whole foods and hydration. And I was just, so glad. After that, I kind of fell off with all of the protocols that I was using to heal.